number one. So we knew that these cracks needed to be fixed when we came in, and we figured it was just like stress cracks, and it probably is, but it's been raining quite heavily today, and I was just putting something in the bin down here, and all of a sudden I felt like a splash on my cheek where the water had been dripping off of this. I don't think it's a full-blown leak in the roof. I've gone out to try and work out what's going on. I've been up in the eaves to try and work out what's going on, and basically there's like this little PVC pipe which is not connected to anything. I assume is sort of like a ventilation kind of thing, which is going out of the roof and into a kind of diagonal gutter, and where that pipe is coming out of the roof there's like a gap. So I assume because it's been really heavy rain here today, that water is then splashing back into the ceiling. And I guess quite luckily I was going to fix this weekend. Cobwebs on me from being in the eaves. Good job I didn't, because that would have been a waste of time. So we've got someone coming out tomorrow to come and take a look and try and sort it. Okay, and they are all done. So we've had the mortar repointed up here. They've put the new edge verge or verge cap, I can't remember what it's called. This like plastic stuff along the side of the roof. They've repaired where the leak was coming out of, which was in here, and replaced some of the felt lining underneath there. So it should be all good. So thank you Barry and Total Roofing, really happy with the work. I'll leave their details down below for anyone who is interested in getting their roof repaired.
So it is dinner time for the cats. Why are they separate, I hear you ask? So we've actually had to separate Dot and Roo for the next few days because they weren't getting on very well. They're kind of fine for about half an hour, and then Roo gets a bit boisterous, which is a real shame. Obviously they're never alone. We always step in if we notice his body language changes, so she's never in any harm. He was a bit bully-ish with her on, I think it was Wednesday evening, so we decided to start the process again. So they've had no physical contact for 3 days now. It's now Sunday evening, so it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh no, I take that back. I think it was Thursday evening. So yes, they've not had any contact for 3 days, now it's Sunday. So yeah, they're currently eating their dinner through the glass, so they can kind of see each other and sense each other and smell each other. We have ordered animal pop-up enclosure thing. So our next step, which we'll probably do tomorrow, is we'll have both of them in here, but Dot will be in the huge pop-up enclosure so that they'll see each other through the mesh and they can smell each other and be near each other, but not so together that Roo can pounce and hit her, basically. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And yeah, we'll go from there, fingers crossed, because it's been 2 weeks now and we were hoping that they would be together full time by now. But they do say it can take, like a good situation, it can take 7 days. A bad situation, it can take a month or more. So we're just gonna have to take it slow with them. But little Dot's absolutely fine. It's a bit of a shame, but we will get there. Painting today. James is going to be doing a bit of plastering on the walls just up here, as it's a bit to it doing some plastering under the windowsill because it's quite a big gap. So I'm going to paint some of this wall, not all. Yeah, so let's go on.
Whew. Okay, I'm feeling a little like Scarface right now with all of this powder. It's not what Scarface consumes. Cool, so as you can see, we've made a start at painting, but we needed to stop because, I don't know if you can see this, but it's got all these weird bubbles on the wall. So we're gonna go back and sand it. For the time being, I've just been sanding back the bits that I've been plastering. So I've done up here. This was just like the first coat, as well as down the side of the door, and then also the bottom of here. Basically, there was like a big hole in between the sill and the wall. So I think because I had to use quite a lot of the plaster to fill that in, it's just going to take a little bit longer to dry. I'm going to try and clean up some of this dust now whilst the rest of that dries, and I'm going to go over this with another coat to finish it off, basically. There we are. Pretty pleased with that, to be fair. This is the very first time that I've plastered anything, and I'm sure there'll be people out there that look at it and think, what on earth has he done? But I quite enjoyed it. I know it looks patchy, but this is the original stuff, and then this will eventually dry white as well, and then I can come back and just finish sanding it to make sure it's nice and smooth. This part of the wall was really weird. Most of the wall is brick, but that bit above there is like a stud wall, and I don't know if it just wasn't done very well when it was originally done, but it is very wavy, so you might see a couple of like the imperfections in there, but I think once that's all painted, it'll look great.
So just on a whim, I decided to start stripping some wallpaper in the hallway because James was busy in the living room doing some skirting boards. This hallway section, we knew from our survey that there was a bit of damp detected because the previous owners had a leak, something to do with the bathroom, which is behind here. I'm just going to show you the state of the walls because it's pretty gross. Ew, disgusting. All of this, which I'm guessing is mould, luckily it appears just to be on the paper and not the plaster, so I'm going to get the steamer out shortly once I've got the last little bits off on this wall, and steam all the paper off and then give the walls a good wash and a scrub. I finished the wall. It was pretty tiring actually. I shouldn't have started it, but it's done now. It looks so much better now the paper's off. And the plaster is in pretty good nick. Well, I say pretty good nick, I mean no mould. So I've given the walls a nice wash as well, so they're a bit wet at the moment, but no mould at least. And then tomorrow, James will probably plaster this wall and all the little bits that need doing, and then I can give it a paint.
Loves it.